this is Anushka Man and welcome back to my channel. So today is 30th June 2025. That is 5 months to the CAT examination. And there would be so many people, I'm so sure there would be so many people who would be out there wondering that if they are too late to start the CAT prep, if it is even possible to crack the CAT examination and to score a good percentile, 99 plus percentile in just 5 months. So in today's video, I'll share a a broad month-wise strategy with you as to how you can prep yourself and score 99 plus percentile in just 5 months for the CAT examination. So let's get started. So starting with my example, so I'll tell you what. I completed my graduation, as I've repeated previously. I completed it in June 2023, and I started my preparation. I remember the exact date. It was 3 July 2023, and with just 5 months of prep, I scored 99.04 percentile in the CAT 2023 examination. And post that, my life has changed completely. And I'm not trying to paint just a rosy picture just as it is, but for me, this was something about like turning the world upside down moment for me, because I was very confused as to what to do in my career forward. I really wanted a good B school, a top tier B school, but I was not sure if I would be able to prepare for CAT properly in just 5 months, because there are a lot of people who prepare for a year or more. And to be honest, I'm not like extraordinarily great in mathematics. I'm really good at English. I knew that I'd be able to crack, and also the reasoning part of the DLR section. But what about maths? What about this entirety of the process? Will I be able to make it through? There were so many questions in my mind, but anyway, I put those aside and started my preparation from 3rd July 2025. And 5 months of preparation, got 99.04 percentile, got interview shortlist from all the IIMs except ABC, from SP, MDI, you name a college, and I got a shortlist from there, and I converted most of them. And then I had to choose the one that would fit with my aspirations, my likes and dislikes properly. And that's how I am here at SPJMR Mumbai today and doing my MBA. I've completed half my MBA, and it's been such a fantastic journey. So today's video is where I'll be broadly sharing a 5-month strategy which people can actually follow. Anybody can actually follow. Put in your 100%, and I'm guaranteeing you that you'll be able to score 99 plus percentile in your CAT 2025 examination. So I'll just show you, although I've not been able to complete it, but I'm in the process of building this. I don't know if you can see it properly. It's like a month-wise schedule and strategy plans that I'm trying to build for you guys, so that I can help you better to schedule or build your preparation strategies for yourself. Something that could actually help you, because I know this feeling, how I was feeling 2 years ago. 2 years ago, yeah, time flies by. So 2 years ago, how I was feeling. So I really want to share whatever knowledge I have, whatever resources I have with you guys, so that I am able to help you in your CAT preparation journey. So right now I'll share a broad strategy which I personally followed every day in my routine, so that I can score 99 percentile in the CAT 2023 examination. So first of all, the July month. So I started my preparation from 3rd July 2025, and the entire month of July, I remember I focused. It was a very chill month for me, because mostly I was focusing on understanding all the concepts that were there at least once. You should study the basics of all the concepts, all the topics, whether in quants, whether in DILR. Understand what is there at least once. You should be able to go through each concept at least once. Later, you can choose what is your strength, what is your weakness. But initially, you should have an idea. You should build this foundation wherein you have the conceptual knowledge about every single topic that is there. So invest your July month in such a way that you are able to focus on this particular thing. The second thing that you should be doing in the July month is start building a timetable for yourself. Now, when I started my preparation, I knew that I'm good at English. I'll be able to do really well in it and reasonably well in the DILR section also. But I was very scared of quants. So when I started my preparation, I had this in my mind that I have to, devote perhaps some extra time towards the quant section. However, that does not mean that I will be neglecting the VARC section just because I'm good at English. I'll tell you what happened to me as what happened to me later and how I changed my strategy for VARC. So start building a timetable for yourself. If you are a working professional, when you come back from work or if you have some time during your break hours, so basis that, or if you are a student who is in the final year of their graduation, when you come back home, whatever time you have at that point of time, or if you are someone who has just completed your graduation, whatever is your day like, whatever time you have in your hands, trust me, it's not about how many hours you have with you, it's mostly about how much quality time you are putting into the preparation and making sure that you're devoting equal time to each section. Even if you are good at one particular section doesn't mean you're going to neglect it. You still have to devote that extra time to it, that equivalent time to it as you're devoting to other sections. Why? Because in CAT examination, if you're good at something, you should make sure that it's absolutely perfect and spot on. You should not be making mistakes in that, because there's a room for mistakes in the topics that you're not good at. So make sure that you are spending equal amount of time in all the sections. Another thing that I would suggest you guys is to start giving mocks. Now, a lot of people think that I've not even started preparing. I don't know anything. What is the point of giving mocks? So I'll tell you what. I started during the first week of my preparation. I started, I think, on a Monday, and on Sunday I gave a mock. Now in my head, I am really good at English. There's just reading comprehension, there's just para jumbles. Who cannot do reading comprehension or para jumbles, right? And this entire week that I had spent, I was focusing mostly on quants and on DLR. But when I gave the mock, I realized that it's not that easy. Even if I'm good at English, the questions are a bit more complex, the time is limited, and I really need serious preparation for this particular section as well. I knew I'd be able to do it pretty easily because I was confident in this VRC part. However, it did need some serious preparation, and I got to know that only and only when I gave my first mock, which was within the first week of my preparation. So I highly suggest that you start giving your mocks, because that gives you an idea. It will also help you make your timetable accordingly. That this is the topic that I'm mostly like, I find it a little hard to grasp when I am giving mock, or this is something that I would perhaps need to put some extra amount of efforts when I'm actually preparing during the course of the week. So start giving mocks, one mock per week, maybe on a Sunday or a weekend, and make sure you analyze the mock. See where you are faltering. And do not wait for the last day to give mock. This is such a big blunder that so many people make. They think that they will start giving mocks once they have completed their syllabus, once they have completed their preparation. But tell me, is there a time when your syllabus has been 100% complete? Like, I have given so many undergrad examinations, syllabus khatam nahi hota. You're never able to complete your syllabus even till the last day. So do not wait for the last day or for your syllabus completion to start giving mocks. Please start it from the first week of prep itself. Now, what else for the July thing? Yes. Now, in the CAT examination, you have calculators provided on the screen itself. But trust me, they are the most useless thing ever. Do not rely on calculations, on the calculator which is provided on the screen. It is so slow, so dreary, and CAT is not just about accuracy, it is also about speed. You lose out on time very, very quickly. So this July time, focus also on, making your calculations faster. You can make those, I did this, took some A4 size sheets. So on one sheet, I had written the squares from 1 to 20 or 1 to 30, cubes on another, cubes from 1 to 20. Then on another sheet, there was some fractions, fraction to decimal chart. So when you look at these chart every single day, you start memorizing these things. And when you do so, it'll make your calculations very, very quick. In a CAT examination, you're not allowed a physical calculator, and the on-screen calculator is very, very slow. So I would suggest that you also spend this time to start building on your basic calculations, to start, memorizing and looking at these charts, squares and cubes more often, so that it gets ingrained in your head, so that when you're actually solving the questions in the examination, you're not spending time on the calculation part, you're spending time on understanding the question. And trust me, if you don't start it now, you won't be able to do it later, because later the complexity of the topics will increase. Later, the stress level will increase. July is a little bit chill month. So, these are a couple of things that I suggest you do during the July month. So, moving on to the August month. Now, from August onwards, start taking your mocks very, very seriously. And the reason why I'm saying this is that now your basics are covered. You have spent your entire July in covering the basic questions, the basic concepts. So now when you give the mocks, what you have to analyze is that you are able to solve the questions which are based on the concepts and not a deeper understanding. Now in CAT, there are a certain number of questions which are just purely conceptual based. You should have an understanding of the formula, of the concept, and you'll be able to solve those questions. So make sure that you're able to at least solve these kind of questions in the mocks. So start analyzing your mocks seriously, start taking mocks seriously. You can continue with one mock per week, that's enough. But make sure that you give it properly with preparation, and you also spend time analyzing it post after giving it. Trust me, I understand that it's important to give a certain number of mocks, but if you do not sit with it right after you have given a mock or an examination, it is of no use. You can give 100 mocks, it will be of no use, because you're not getting any learning out of it. You give mocks to understand where you are faltering, where you need more prep, what are the areas wherein even if you have prepped, you need better timing, better accuracy, etc. So August month is for that. Second thing, you need to have built a constructive timetable for yourself. Like at this point I'll be doing this subject, at this point I'll be doing this subject, and this to this time I'll spend on this particular part. And make sure you're following it diligently every single day. Do not miss out on it. It is very hard to follow a timetable, I know that it's very hard. But do you want to do an MBA from a really good B school? Do you want a really good percentile in CAT? And if the answer is yes, make a timetable for yourself. In August you should have made it, and you should be following it every single day. If you don't get used to studying and putting in those efforts at the set amount of time, you'll not be able to cover the syllabus or the portion that is there in front of you. So that is the second advice. Then you should prepare the formula cheat sheets and the tips and tricks that will help you in solving the questions. So formula notebook is something that I had also made. I had shared it in one of my previous videos. So it's basically for every topic you write down all the formulas that are there. So the thing is, as time proceeds, there'll be time crunch. You'll be focusing more on other things like understanding the concepts on a deeper manner, solving more questions, giving more sectional mocks. So you will not have time to go through your entirety of notes again and again, flipping through pages and all that. The formula cheat sheets are very, very important. You should be building them and completing them in August month itself, so that what it helps is that whenever you give your mocks, or whenever you are actually revising for the examination itself, all you have to do is flip through the notebook, and if you look at it more often, those formulas will be ingrained in your head. And if you don't do so, you'll never be able to memorize them, because it's not humanly possible to do rote learning for the formulae. You need to look at them every day, you need to use them every day, or at least look at them every day, if not use it. So have a formula sheet ready with you. So now in August, what you also have to do is to start building on the accuracy of the questions that you are solving. We have already covered the basics now, so start seeing why you are making the mistakes. Is it because you don't understand the concept? Is it because of some time constraint that you start feeling panicky? What is it exactly that is like hindering you from doing the questions correctly? Another thing, you have already covered the basics. Now start leveling up your questions in this particular month. Then coming on to the September month. Now September is that month wherein the pressure starts rising. And I'm giving you this disclaimer not to scare you, but so that you stay ready, you be prepared for what's coming, and it comes in the way of every single person who is preparing for CAT. And this is actually the month wherein a lot of aspirants, even after they have put in hard work for the past few months, they give up in September. Because September, when you actually enter it, it's like just 2 to 3 months, 2.5 months to CAT. And I don't know, for some reason, for it happened with me also, and it happens with so many other people also, that your mock scores also fluctuate a lot during this period. You are expected to go a layer deeper into understanding the concepts, in increasing the level of the questions that you're solving. Start solving advanced questions. And this is also the month wherein I would suggest that you start working on speed apart from accuracy, because remember, there are always questions that you can leave, and you can devote that time to actually solve other questions more accurately. So you should start having that understanding of what questions to leave, what questions to attempt, and how to do them in a quicker manner, in the shortest route possible, and that too with precision, with accuracy. So September is the month where tensions will rise. Your mock scores may fluctuate. In one mock you'll get 99, in the next one you might get 85 percentile, but do not fret, do not worry, and do not give up. I would make sure that I am with you guys throughout this entire course of preparation, but I would suggest that this is the time where tensions will rise, but I want you to breathe and look at how far you have come, and this is not the time when you're going to give up, right? So in September month, focus on accuracy and speed in the mocks. Make sure you are solving the advanced level questions. By this time you should have an understanding of what are your weak areas and what are your strong areas. Like for example, I knew that in quant section I was able to solve geometry well, I was able to solve algebra well. Now, but I was still, faltering in the arithmetic concept. I understood the basics, but I don't know why I was not able to solve questions in the mocks. Now, that is a big deal because arithmetic is a topic from where a lot of questions come in. And so I was getting a little panicky, but then I told myself it's okay. But at least I knew by that point of time that what were my strong areas and what were my weak areas. Then comes the October month. Now, in October month, you should be able to you can give 2 to 3 mocks a week, but make sure you analyze them properly. This is also the month wherein, since you should have known what your weak and strong areas are. For the strong areas, make sure that they're immaculate, that they're perfect. I knew my VARC had become better over that period of time, and I was also very comfortable with it. So by October month, I was able to solve 3 to 4 RCs in one mock, at least. In some mocks, I was able to solve 4, in some mocks, but at least 3 RCs I was able to solve. Most of the verbal ability part, I was able to solve it properly, accurately, and within the time slot that was provided. So I knew that this was the subject that I was really good at, and this is what is going to get me, the most amount of marks in the actual CAT examination. So I made sure that I did not do mistake in this one. Then coming on to my weak areas, as I told, I knew that I was not that great at arithmetic. There were points where I was faltering. So in October month, I remember in my coaching institute, there were these boot camp sessions wherein, they had these 1 to 2 hour sessions wherein they just revised all the concepts from the basics, and they made us solve questions and all. So I attended the boot camps for the arithmetic topic, and I gave it my all. I made sure that my weak area became something that I was really comfortable with going into the examination. I knew कि जब मैं CAT देने जा रही थी, when I was going to sit for the examination, I knew I'll be able to solve any question pertaining to the arithmetic concept. So that is one thing. Make sure that you make your strong points, your strong areas perfect, and the areas that you are weak at, make sure that you bring them at a certain level that is a little above average, if not perfect. Another thing that I would suggest is that when you are giving mocks during this October month, Now in CAT examination, you have three slots: morning, afternoon, and some, I think, evening. So there are like these set timings in which the examination is conducted, three slots a day. So make sure that you give your mocks at those particular slots only. Like for example, if you're giving mocks say 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Sunday. So on Monday you can give it on in the morning, on Wednesday in the second slot wala time, and on Sunday in the third slot timing. And the reason why I'm saying is, if you are not habituated to give examination at any point of time, you'll fall asleep during the examination. For example, if you're someone who's comfortable giving the mocks in the afternoon or in the evening, and then in November you get your this admit card and it shows you have a morning slot, you'll sleep in the morning slot. So make sure that you start giving your mocks during the actual CAT slot timings. That is one thing. Make sure now, till now, you should be having your formula sheet and also the cheat sheet. Now what I refer to as cheat sheet is that when you solve concepts, when you solve questions or mocks say, and you find out that there are different ways of doing a certain question, that there are some quirky or easier ways or shorter ways of doing certain questions, I would suggest you have a notebook or a portion where you jot them down and keep going through the formula sheet and the cheat sheet again and again, so that those things they get ingrained in your head. Revise, and make sure that you are brushing up your concepts frequently. Then comes the November month, which is like the, you know, the most anticipated month for every CAT aspirant. Your examination is within, I think, 25 days, 24 to, it's generally on 26th November, the CAT examination. So your exam is very near, so November is the month where it'll ask you to chill. November comes, you have to, pause a little and breathe. This is now, so far in the past 4 months, you have put in your efforts. You have done all that you could have done. Now it's time to slow down a little bit. You should be revising your concepts thoroughly again and again and again, so that you don't forget things, you don't forget formulae, you don't forget your tips and tricks. Go through your cheat sheets and formula sheets again and again, revise. Give mocks. Maybe you can give 2 to 3 mocks per week. Analyze them properly. But I would suggest that 2 to 3 days prior to your CAT examination, you should stop giving mocks. Allow your brain to thoda sa process whatever you have done so far. Revise and think about doing your best basis whatever you have prepped for, and not what your outcome is gonna be. Because November is the month, because I know no matter how much someone motivates you, there will be thoughts about what might go wrong. But I would want you to focus all your energy into doing, giving your CAT examination the best shot, putting in all the hard work that you have done so far, putting it into that examination, and not thinking about the outcomes, not thinking about what might go wrong, because that is not in your hand. What is in your control, you're going to focus only and only that, and that is making sure that whatever you have prepped so far, you implement it properly in the examination. This is the time. Revise your formulae, do best in your examination, and yeah, if all goes well, I hope that people who are watching this video and really wish to get, a 99 plus percentile or a really good percentile in the CAT 2025 examination, I really wish that you all are able to do so. And trust me when I say this, that I have been on the other end of the table as well 2 years ago. And when I saw the videos of people who prepped in a short span of time, 5 months is a short span of time, but if you utilize it properly, it's a lot of time to build your concepts from scratch. I had no idea, no previous idea about the concepts before. I started from scratch, built on the concepts, and got a good percentile. I got a 99 percentile. And honestly, as I said before, I'm not extraordinary, I'm not special. I just made sure that I was very consistent with my preparation. There'll be a lot of highs and lows, but you have to steer your way through it. You're not supposed to give up. And 5 months, you should trust me, you should absolutely trust me, that if you have a thorough timetable and you follow it consistently every single day, there is no way that you won't be getting a good percentile in the CAT 2025 examination. So I wish you all the best. I'll try to make sure that I am able to put out all the resources that I have with me so that it will help you in your CAT preparation journey. I wish you all the best and see you after the CAT examination. I hope all of you do a really, really good job. Wish you all the best and get started with your preparation. See you in the next video. Bye bye.